I have made it up to a memorial which is behind me there. We're going to go over there in a second, but I didn't want to talk too much over there because what you've got to remember is the Kosovan War was only 25 years ago, so there are a lot of fresh memories, people visiting their loved ones at the memorial there. So we'll go up and have a look in a second, but I thought I would also say that where am I? I am right on the border with Albania, not far away. More bees near the lens. Just a couple of kilometers. The mountains there you see, they may even be in Albania, I'm not sure, but we're pretty close. So I think I'm going to go over and have a look at the memorial, just get a sense of what is over there. There we go, a number of pillars behind me there with lights on top, and I'm up here at the memorial now. There are lots and lots of flowers. As said, this is very fresh in everyone's minds here, the war. A lot of this part of Kosovo was destroyed, lots of buildings smashed up, bombs dropped. It was a war zone for 2 years. And these graves and memorials are people's mums and dads, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters. And I'm pretty certain that all of these graves belong to the UCK, which is the Kosovo Liberation Army. So when the rights of ethnic Albanians here in Kosovo started to be removed by Milosevic, the Kosovan Liberation Army rose up to defend those rights. The war started and it was fought in large part by the Kosovan Liberation Army. They were backed up by NATO in the air. So I don't know if NATO had any ground troops at the beginning, but they certainly provided air power to remove Serbian and Yugoslav troops from this area of Kosovo. It must have been absolutely horrific for the people that lived here, and it is quite special to see. The security guard down at the bottom, I just spoke to him. He confirmed that the top of that mountain right there is Albania. So we are not far at all. Just strolled down the hill 3 or 4 minutes from the memorial, and I found this information board which looks pretty good actually. You can see Kosovo here. I am currently here, I believe, Košare, or somewhere thereabouts. Actually, I might have come up a little bit further. I'm not sure, but I'm somewhere in that area. I'm very close to the, in fact, you can just about make out a tiny line. I don't know if you can see it, somewhere around there. I am near the Albanian border, which is right there. And this sign talks about hiking trails, mostly long distance, also bike trails. But I'm not interested in doing a long hike today. Instead, what I was hoping to do is to find an old abandoned military base, or an outpost it really was, in the woods close to the Albanian border. There is a sign here, Qafa e Padshit, 2 kilometers. I'm butchering that one, I'm sure, but 2 kilometers down there. That is perhaps the outpost that I was reading about a few weeks back. So I am tempted just to give it a bit of a go and to head down here and see what I can find. Maybe 2 kilometers away, so what, 20-30 minutes walk. We'll see if we can find it. I'm about 10 minutes in now. The trail is not too bad at all. You can see I'm sure 4x4s have been up and down here. It is quite dry, so there hasn't been any rain lately, but it is very quiet. You can hear a river flowing to my right, and that's why I thought I would record a little bit of the video now to make some noise. It's always best to make noise when you're in an area where bears are found. Being English, I'm not used to going out in the woods and finding a bear, so we don't want to do that. Right, while I'm heading up, I'll tell you that the outpost that I'm trying to find, it'll be really cool if I can find it, because during the war this was a Serbian outpost where they defended the border with Albania, and there was in April 1999, towards the end of the war, there was a massive barrage on this military facility. Essentially, the Kosovo Liberation Army stormed it, along with the Albanian army, I think, and also NATO air support. And they actually managed to take this base and push further into the region of Kosovo, where they were trying to break communication lines between the Serbian posts that they had in the country. So if I can find it, it will be really, really interesting, I think. Excuse me for being out of breath, but look at that incredible mountain up there. Stunning place. Anyway, I put the camera back on because I've found it. So the road forks to a left or a right. There it is right there. I'm pretty certain of it. We must be right on the border now. I don't want to accidentally walk into Albania. But there we go. Look at that. It looks like it has a makeshift roof built over it to protect it. I guess it's a culturally and historically important monument. Let's get a bit closer and just have a walk through, and then we'll head back. Hello? I thought I could hear somebody inside, but I think it might be just maybe water tapping from the roof. Perhaps there's a hole in the roof somewhere. The new roof, that is. There's definitely a hole in the old roof. Hello? Look at this. It is battered, you can see. Look at all these bullet holes. As I said, this was the beginning of the Battle of Košare. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. UCK flag up there again. Albanian flag here again. It is just phenomenal to believe that this is the site where 25 years ago there was just an almighty military campaign to take this base, and they actually succeeded. Look at that, there's not much left inside anyway. There we go. What a view. How interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I find this stuff totally fascinating. There we go. More damage to the brickwork. Do you know, I don't think I'm going to go inside because I'm not convinced that I won't get a lump of concrete land on my head. And since I'm on my own, that would be even worse than if I was in a group. Although, to be fair, you really don't want concrete landing on your head at the best of times. Steps there going up to the second level. Okay, let's just go out here and to the other end. You can see the steelwork here, the girders that are holding this place up, and in there is perhaps the actual roof. Got a feeling that is the original roof there that has completely collapsed. And look, it's kind of pushing onto this beam. It does not look all that safe at all to me. And then as we come round to the other side here, so, oh yeah, here we go. Just come around here, and I may have said earlier as well, but you got to be careful, especially in this area of Kosovo, because we know that there was almighty wars and battles fought. I mean, you see in the evidence in front of us. And you've got to be really careful not to walk off of the trails, because there are possibly some unexploded landmines still in the forests and woodlands, and you don't want to be straying into any of that. That is a whole world of pain. And there we go, from the other side I can actually hear a vehicle moving. It's moments like this when you kind of hope that I'm actually allowed to be walking around this area. As I said, I can't believe how much military there was at the monastery that I visited, the Serbian monastery. There's a trail that goes on down that way as well. Okay, let's get a look at that brickwork again. I really like how they've built that shed-like roof over the top so they can preserve it for future generations to come down here and see what happened and see the condition of this building. I'm on my way back. I'm at the steep section now, not too far from the signpost where I started. There are a number of 4x4s that have passed me. One was a police 4x4, maybe border patrol, and another one was just an EU vehicle with two guys in. Both really friendly, said hello, but I'm not sure where this road goes. It must go into Albania. So whether there is an official border post or not, I don't know. The two vehicles that I saw look like they might have special permission to cross the border. I thought I heard another vehicle, but maybe not. Okay, I think I'm almost there now. Oh, this is steep. I am going to be in good shape after this trip.